Hello, friends. Welcome back to Soul GPS Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is Who Are You Meant to Become? So we're going to find out in one of these three piles, or maybe more than one will speak to you, and that is totally fine. We have today for group number 1, the Universal Celtic Tarot. For group number 2, the Tarot of Mystical Moments. And for group number 3, the Good Tarot. And group number 1 has this beautiful Palmstone, which I love. Group number 2 has this Angelite cluster. And group number 3 has this clear quartz point. So take a moment to feel which of the groups is attracting you the most, and then you can click on your timestamp in the description to go to your reading, and I will meet you there. Hi, group number 1. Welcome to your reading. If you chose this gorgeous Palmstone, this is your reading, and I'm going to place that right here. And again, the topic today is who are you meant to become? The cards have been well shuffled. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle them a little bit more on camera, and then we'll pull those cards, and we're also going to pull some oracle cards. Okay. Let's do one good shuffle. Come on. Okay, and we'll cut that deck and let your cards select themselves. I feel like, oops, spinny. Move over. That's number 1 and number 2. Number 3. Number 4, 5, 6. Okay. All righty. So put your tarot cards right here for a moment. We're going to pull some oracle cards. So let's start with the Pocket Animal Spirit oracle cards. And let's just see who wants to come out. Who's coming out for, oh, that guy. Okay. Thank you. And move things around here. We're going to take a couple of cards from the, oh, I'm not wearing my butterfly. I totally forgot. Let's get that guy going. There you go. Butterfly's back. Okay. Let's do a couple from the little guide deck. One. Oh, that guy. 2. I'm gonna stick with 2. Okay. And at the end, we'll finish off the reading with a fortune cookie oracle. All right. Group number 1. Let's start out with your oracle cards. You've got Camel, and I'll go ahead and read that for you out of the guidebook. And you have got Time and Kindness. Nice. And make sure you can see those. Yeah, I think you can. Can you see the word kindness? Scoot up a little bit. Okie doke. There we go. All righty, and let's dig into these tarot cards. We've got number 1, the 6 of Cups. 2 is the 8 of Swords. 3 is the 4 of Wands. For the Six of Wands, 5 is the Page of Pentacles, and careful there. Number 6 is the Knight of Wands. Okay. So let's just go through them to begin with. We've got here, beginning with the Six of Cups. This has to do with nostalgia for childhood. They've returned to the childhood garden, this little girl and little boy, and they're surrounded by fairies, and they have little mushroom villages, I think, up in the trees. Very sweet. It's about innocence, can be about reunions. Then we move over here to this awesome, powerful Eight of Swords, which is about self-imposed restrictions. So it's an interesting, because in this particular deck, to me, she doesn't feel terribly restricted, but she's got the swords around her. But on the other hand, she's armed with 2 of the swords, and she's got these giant wings and this owl of wisdom behind her. So I'm going to take those things into consideration as well. But it can be a card of feeling imprisoned and not realizing that well, for example, if she feels imprisoned by these swords, she's ignoring the fact that she is carrying 2 swords herself, and she has the wisdom of the owl, and she has these wings that she could just rise up out of the trap. But if she's not taking all of that into account, she can feel trapped. The Four of Wands is a card of celebration and stability. It's often considered the marriage card, the wedding card, because these 4 posts symbolize stability, but also they kind of symbolize a wedding chuppah. And so, or there's probably another name for it as well, canopy. So then we'll come down here to the Six of Wands, which is about victory. It's about success. Good news. You can see he's riding out, and all the people are behind him, and he's victorious. The Page of Pentacles is a youthful energy. Pages are youthful, and it can signify news. A lot of times it could be news about a new job, a new career. It could be news about getting a raise, news about money in some way, material goods. So it looks like he's receiving news that's coming in a magical kind of a way. And finally, the Knight of Wands is a bit of he's a lusty guy. He's a passionate guy riding in on his white unicorn horse. He's, how do I want to say? He's very free spirited, and is full of creativity. Okay, now let's go to the oracle cards and find out what the camel is about. Just point out to you that the camel is set against this starry night sky and has this blue crescent moon attached to it as well. So let us find the camel. Once again, a little bit of patience, if you don't mind, because the guidebook is not alphabetized, so you kind of have to, but I did turn to it, yay. Okay, and, okay, 1 second. Sorry about that. I always have to grab my reading glasses so I can see look how tiny the text is. Okay, Camel says, resourceful, independent, and knows oneself. The camel can handle absolutely anything, as it carries a wealth of nourishment within. This wondrous creature is self-reliant and handles challenges with ease. Even in the face of excess heat, meaning in this case judgment or anger, the camel searches inside for the cool elixir of water to calm the situation. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance, fire and water. and being responsible for one's own reactions. The camel is a wonderful traveler and is especially fond of trips to faraway lands. When it's in balance, it is calm, content, and has a sparkle in the eye. When it's out of balance, it's dehydrated and lacks vitality. To bring into balance, a pilgrimage. Okay. And then we'll just see what the little guide deck has to say about time and kindness. Let's see. For time, we have everything has its time and place. This card shows that you are waiting for something. Divine timing is at play here. Universe has not forgotten you, nor will you have to wait forever. Be patient, it will come. And kindness. There we go. What goes around comes around. Whatever selfless acts you perform will be returned tenfold by the universe. This card can also show the benefit of support from someone else. Either way, there seems to be love and kindness around you. All right. So let's figure out how this plays into who you are meant to become. Group number 1. Okay, so we have this nostalgia for childhood. We have this sense that we might be trapped or a reunion. I'm going back to this one. Okay, yeah. The Four of Wands is, couldn't be better. It can be a homecoming as well, reunions and so forth. So now I'm getting this potential reunion here and reunion here. Okay, just put a pin in that. This is all victory. This is good news coming about something in your material world. And this is about passion and free spiritedness. So, who you're meant to become, I think the camel is a super clue. You are meant to be able to refresh yourself from within, meaning that as you heal the wounded child, which we all have, unless we've already done a lot of healing, you begin to come to a place where you are able to better walk through life without feeling reactive to everything. So, like the camel, you have the inner resource of the water to cool a situation and to make it easier for you to walk through. And I think that the Eight of Swords is also picking up this theme of you having resources that you might not totally be aware of. So in the Eight of Swords, here she's walking and she comes up against these swords that are blocking her way. And for a moment, she's thinking, I can't get through. I'm stuck in this place. But we know, looking at her, that that is not true. She can just flap those huge wings and rise up and be done with that trap. And so that is a kind of, she's very well resourced to take care of herself, as is the camel, by being able to store water. I just see that I think we're really looking at a new way of responding to the world for you in terms of who you're meant to become. What I'm getting now intuitively is that if you are feeling stuck, feeling like you can't get to the outcome you hoped for, or feeling like the world is just hard to be in, and you have every right to feel that way, but it can tend to be self-perpetuating when we are in that mode. And it's typically, parts of our psyche that feel under attack, and have learned ways of coping that may not actually be super helpful for us. And this reading in total appears to me to be asking you to consider going on a journey, going on a pilgrimage, but not a pilgrimage to a place, rather a pilgrimage to yourself, a pilgrimage to your highest self, to embody your highest self, which has completely the character of kindness, which is victorious, which is stable, which tends to draw good news, and which can, um, you know, live in its passion, in its attraction and excitement. It doesn't feel trapped. I think the time element is really saying, you know, you may, it doesn't just happen. Your subconscious mind has been trained since you were a child to come up with whatever solutions to the problems that you face. And, you know, the inner child likes to come up with solutions like, you know, that a child would know about, like eating chocolate, for example. And that's great. It can be really soothing to eat chocolate. But um, then there are the unintended consequences if we are eating lots of chocolate all the time. So we need to go on this pilgrimage. And it's hard to do alone. And so I think the pilgrimage, it may be asking you to talk with somebody who knows how to guide you on that journey to the interior of you, back to childhood, to take the time to be honestly kind to yourself, kind to the inner children that are in the depth of your psyche trying to run things, because they don't know that you're an adult. They don't know that you have resources that they did not have. They don't know that there's stability and love and togetherness available to you. They don't know how victorious your whole system is going to feel and how manifestation is going to become so natural for you as you step into this higher self energy. Because what it does is it reminds you that you are this warrior with these powerful wings and with a whole life of wisdom, knowledge. You're well armed. You're not stuck. It reminds you that you have power, you have agency. And the the power that you may not feel like you have, but this is telling me that you're being offered an opportunity to step into a process that ends with your complete triumph and you living in your passion, you attracting incredible news, incredible gifts from the universe, because you are in this power, in this kind of energy, because you discovered that you have these resources that you can tap into. So what I'm suggesting here is that it might be worth it for you, according to this reading, to seek somebody out who does um, inner child work, inner child healing. I've mentioned internal family systems several times. I I think it can work for lots of people, and I can't recommend it highly enough. And I do know that in learning how to recognize and talk to and care for the parts of your psyche that are sort of stuck in childhood, in difficult moments of childhood, leads to this amazing self energy and this wonderful stability and a feeling of being deeply loved and secure and safe. So, group number one, that felt really clear once that went rolling along. And I'm going to pull a fortune cookie oracle for you to tie up your reading. Just see what we've got for a final message. There it is. Planning. Now is the time to lay down the foundations for your future. It says financial gains are more than likely. So very interesting. Yeah, it's time to do something new that truly cares for you and will help you to enter the world, respond to the world from a completely different place, a healed place, a place where you feel so safe that you can live in your passion and offer kindness without robbing it from yourself, if that makes sense. It does to me, in any case. So, group number one, I want to thank you so much for being here. If you would hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, so that you can be notified when I upload a new video. Comment, that would be amazing. Share, and thank you. Thank you for all the ways that you are supporting me simply by showing up. I so appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you very soon, I hope. Take care. Bye. Hi, group number two. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Tarot of Mystical Moments and this beautiful Angelite cluster, isn't that pretty? Then this is going to be your reading. So I'm going to set that right here. Going to give the very well shuffled cards an extra shuffled foot. Oh man, no, I'm not going yet. We're going to do one more shuffle here, and we'll come back around and let your cards choose themselves, and then we'll take some oracle cards as well. So group number two, let's see what we have for messages from the tarot cards. I feel this one. One and two. Three. Come here, you. That's 4 and 5. And 6. Okay. Okey-doke. So let's just take your tarot cards and put those there for a moment, and we will pull some oracle cards next. We're going to start with the Pocket Animal Spirit Guide. Okay, I think that's the one right out of the gate. Let's see what we got. Oh, we have the tiger. She was here just the other day. There you go, tiger. And we're going to take 2 cards from the little guide deck. One and 2. And at the end, I will pull a fortune cookie oracle for you to wrap up the reading. So you have got manifestation, nice, and news. Hey, I like this direction. Very nice. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. We're looking at who are you meant to become? So, Spirit, who is group number 2 meant to become? Page of Wands, the Knight of Swords, Scoop, and the Chariot. Nice. We have got the High Priestess, the Three of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. Group number 2, this is a very nice reading. Very, very positive. So let's talk about it. We're going to go through each of the cards and then we'll put the whole story together. So your Page of Wands is all about, well, again, pages are very youthful energy. And the Page of Wands particularly is kind of indicating maybe a new project or something new that you're curious about, a new creative idea. Okay. And again, wands are the suit of fire and kind of rule over interests and passions and ideas, that kind of thing. The Knight of Swords is, as you can see, she's flying along on a feather and she's got her sword up ahead of her and she's got newsprint on her dress. So swords is the element of air, so she's floating on air, and she's sliced right through that cloud. I've never noticed that before. And it's about words and speech and so forth. So the Knight of Wands is a very, Knight of Swords. I'm sorry about that. The Knight of Swords is kind of a maybe a fast talking person, could talk about a very rapid lifestyle change. It's expressing the ideas and getting them out there, and it's fast energy. The Chariot is about change and moving ahead, charging ahead, balancing the energies within you so that you can move ahead. So there's a lot of movement here, a lot of new movement. And then we come to the High Priestess, and she is all about trusting your own intuition. The imagery on this card is so interesting because, of course, the crescent moon and crescent moon on the forehead of the tiger. I think these two showed up in another reading just a couple days ago, in the same reading. She's kind of half hidden behind this curtain, so it speaks of what is hidden. The water here is all about intuition. The moon is all about intuition, the mind, emotions, and so forth. And she has this blue shell at her throat, which is another indicator. Not only should she trust her intuition, but she should speak from it, express from it. And so we have some truth telling going on right here. The Three of Swords is, as you see, it's really is about heartbreak. But the plus side of the heartbreak is that he has the power to heal himself. So yeah, it's a heavy card, but all the other cards around it are light or, intuition, positive. So I see this as a little less dire than it might otherwise be. And we'll talk about that. And then the Queen of Cups is just the most nurturing, healing, supportive. Look at her holding the little seahorse and sitting atop a shell. And actually, her hair, now that I look at it, is made to look like the tentacles of a squid or an octopus. Um, so she's all water, all emotion, all heart, all love. And then I'm going to read to you of the tiger, and we'll read about manifestation and news, and then we'll pull it all together. But we've got news and I think news here as well. I mean, she's wearing a newsprint dress. So, beginning with the Pocket Animal Spirit Guide, the tiger. I'll find the tiger. Give me just a second. Where are you, tiger? Oh, maybe it was right up front. Nope. Okay. There it is. Okay. And once again, I need my cheaters to see the tiny, tiny print. See that? Um, the tiger is about lunar force. So again, you see the crescent moon on her forehead. Ease in darkness and feminine energy. So here, 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 all feminine energy. The tiger hunts at night, at one with the silence, fearing nothing. This card reminds us to take in the wild darkness, to allow the lunar forces to soothe and heal our spirits. Sensuality, receptivity, and devotion are all heightened in the midnight hour, and the tiger takes advantage of these boons. Spend some time in silence this evening, drinking in the potent calm. There's nothing to fear in the stillness except the awakening of your own power. When in balance, she is passionate, strong, and sensual. When she's out of balance, she feels overstimulated. To bring into balance, she should do candle gazing. Well, that's interesting. Candle gazing. If you don't know what that is, you can light a candle, preferably like a taper candle, and you just sit with your face a few inches away and your eyes at the same level as the flame. And you just allow your mind to become very still as you focus on the flame and focus closer and closer and closer to the center of the flame, to the blue part, and allow the softening of your mind to bring you revelations, basically. So that's very powerful. Now let's take a look at the little guide deck booklet and see what manifestation, I mean, it's obvious, but we'll see what she has to say. You are in a good flow and aligned with the blessings of the universe. Be sure to ride on this positive wave and set some clear intentions for yourself. You could be manifesting big time now. Ask and you will receive. Nice. Okay. And news. News. Where are you? There it is. This card shows that you are getting a message or some news. It could somehow make an impact on your life and the choices that you make. A positive outcome is expected. See? A very positive reading from top to bottom. The only caveat, possibly, is I think that you have experienced heartbreak. I think it's in the past. It might not be far, far in the past, but it doesn't feel like it's super present for you right now. I get the sense that you've done a lot of healing because this reading is kind of feels like it's meeting you where you are, and where you are appears to be reclaiming your power, um, reclaiming your agency, your ability to feel excited about things again and move forward with conviction, to trust your intuition, and to access a lot of self love, which translates to love for others. And again, when we get into an energy like that, which speaks to having done the work to really heal the wounds that we've sustained, um, we begin to have a greater ability to manifest that which we desire. And, let's just talk about desire a little bit. So, desire can be, you could feel like, oh, I want that, and therefore that means I don't have it, and I'm in a feeling of lack around this thing, and that's not an effective energy for manifestation. So, what you want to do is focus on the inner power that you've built and begin to ask the question of the universe: what if everything I imagine for myself is coming true? What if I have the kind of creative power to bring into my life things that make me interested and excited, things that make me feel I'm moving forward, that allow me to express my ideas, that I'll feel I tapped deep into my intuition and I found this well of love. And how do we build that? Well, quite frankly, if we didn't suffer, we we wouldn't need to heal, and we would stay at this kind of surface level. But you have suffered, and it has built this kind of trust in yourself. And so, who are you meant to be? I see you're you're a powerful manifester, you're a powerful creator and spirit, and I think you are kind of well on your way here. There's so much forward movement, and there's just this reference to the past here. So, where the news comes in, I feel that in conjunction with the Chariot and the Knight of Swords. I feel this sense that because you're in this energy of greater self love and greater trust in your intuition, you're in the right energy for manifesting. Um, and that attracts that which we want. You'll get a clear idea of what it is you want to manifest. And you'll ask the universe, what if? What if this idea that I have is already coming to pass? What if it happens even more magnificently than I can imagine? That's the question to ask. And seemingly out of the blue will come news, and will come an opportunity to move forward, to move to something which excites your passion right here. So I'm seeing just really, really great energy for you. And I want to say congratulations to you for doing the hard work to heal, and it's never done. It doesn't mean that you have no more healing to do. I shouldn't say it's never done. I mean, eventually it's done, but while we're still here on Earth, we're probably going to still be experiencing stuff that can be difficult, and can wound us in a way. And so the fact that you've really built up your resources and you have this solid base of self love and trust means that the universe can work with you now, can co create with you now, because you are not stuck in victimhood. You can feel your power rising up. And it's a power of deep love and conviction. And you know how to act from that. I don't know what it's going to be for you. It isn't clear, particularly because I think it's particular to each person who's watching this, what that manifestation is for you. What is the thing that's been in your heart for so long? And just start asking about it in the positive. What if? Because the divine is waiting to for you to be aligned with it, and you're just about there. And so just understand, putting it in the what if and really imagining it all coming to you allows the synchronicities to take place that will lead you there. So, group number 2, let me just draw a fortune cookie oracle card for you to wrap up your reading. Let's see what we have for a final message for group 2. Signs. Ooh. Your future positive direction will reveal itself. Any doubts and confusion will soon disappear. Well, what do you think about that? I really love when that happens. Group number 2, I'm really excited for you. I think you have some awesome stuff coming your way. And, keep following your interest and your passion and keep asking, what if? And it's going to be pretty cool to watch unfold. Group number 2, I wish you the very best, and I hope to see you again very soon. If you've not done so already, would you click the like button if you enjoyed this reading? Click the subscribe button if you've not already, and you'll be notified when I upload new videos. And I'd love it if you would leave me a comment. All right, group 2, take care, and I hope to see you very, very soon. Bye. Hi, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. Who are you meant to become? If you chose the Good Tarot and the Clear Quartz point, then this is going to be your reading. I'll set your crystal right over here. And these very well shuffled cards are going to get one more shuffle. And then we will allow the cards to choose themselves for you. And then we'll take a few oracle cards as well and begin your reading. So just a little bit more of a shuffle. Then we're going to cut the deck. These are chunky cards, so they're a little hard to handle, but let's go ahead and see what wants to come out for group number 3. Who are you meant to become? Oh, yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, yep, that was a lot. 5 and 6. All right, we're going to put your tarot cards right there for a minute. Make sure we're good. Okay, now we're going to pull a card from the Pocket Animal Spirit deck. And, okay, no, I'm not taking that. Sorry. We need to give it a little shuffle before we go. If it wants to come back out, it will. Okay. And then we're going to go with 2 cards from the little guide deck. Yeah. And at the very end, I will pull a final card from the fortune cookie oracle for you. 1, 2. All righty. So we have got the shark, and I'll read about those in the guidebook for you. And then we have fun time with sharks, and wisdom. Nice. And group number 3, let's take a look at your tarot cards. We begin with the 8 of Earth, or 8 of Pentacles. We have the Page of Earth, or Page of Pentacles. And we have the Star. Ooh, lovely. Oh, there goes the light. It's bound to happen. Oh, sad. Okay, let me just see. Give me 1 second. I'm going to see if I can fix that, okay? Okay, group number 3, thank you for your patience, although I know for you it was just a split second, but hopefully we have enough light to get through the rest of the reading. So now we are on card number 4, which is the Ace of Earth. Boy, Pentacles, Pentacles. 7 of Water. And the 5 of Air. Okay. So let's begin over here with the Oracle cards. I'm going to take a look at the Pocket Animal Spirit Guidebook and grab my cheaters because I can't see the tiny print in this book without them. And we'll find the shark. Let's see. Okay. Just give me a second. Got to get to the water section of the book, and then, as I've said before, it's not alphabetized, so you have to flip through. And that's the one thing I would wish for them to do, would be to just alphabetize each section to make it a little quicker. Okay, here we go. Shark. Directness, exposure, revealing true nature and desire. The shark is only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it. This card indicates that something big needs to be exposed. It's lurking in the depths and creating tension. Shark energy takes over us when we are hesitant to be honest, to be totally ourselves, or to say what we really want. It may be tempting to continue pretending nothing is wrong, but when shark energy is at play, we feel its presence encircling us. When in balance, it is intriguing, captivating, and mysterious. When out of balance, it's sneaky and destructive. To bring it into balance, we need honesty. Okay. Yeah. It's helpful, and we'll see how it all ties in. And let's see. The next is Fun Time from the Little Guide deck. Okay. There's some fun just around the corner, and you might really need it right now. Be sure to make some room for it and allow yourself to enjoy some free time. This card can also predict some fun times coming ahead. As a surprise, it can also be a sign that your life is about to become easier. I like that. And finally, the wisdom card. This card holds the energy of wisdom coming from past experiences and soul growth. The answers are to be found within you. You could also be a teacher and guide for others. There's a sense of grounded, mature stability in this card. You are the maker of your own life. Nice. All right, so now we're going to move on to your tarot cards, and I will explain them one by one, and then we'll put the whole picture together. So the Eight of Earth, or Eight of Pentacles, is kind of picking one thing and doing that really, really well. Okay, hence the cello here. Or maybe it's a bass. I think it's a bass. Yeah, so really mastering your craft, focusing on it. You see this young boy, pages are always youths or youthful energy. So Page of Earth equals Page of Pentacles, and that is kind of like new job energy, right? It's could be a raise, could be money coming in. It's new energy, and it has to do with material things. The star is what you would expect it to be. It's all about hope and miracles and faith and renewal. Star is a wonderful card to get. Also, just interestingly, it's number 17 in the major arcana. And numerologically, 1 and 7 added together are 8. And 8 is kind of a number of material power, financial well-being, even. And so you've got all these. You've got 3 Earth cards here, and so there's a level of financial stability that I'm seeing in your, who are you meant to become? And we'll see how that fits in with everything else. So the Ace of Earth, or Ace of Pentacles, once again, new job, could be a promotion, new income. There's definitely some of that going on here. Okay. Interesting. So I feel like these are crooked, and maybe they are, maybe they're not. I don't know, but it's bugging me, so I'm just gonna mess with them a little bit, and hopefully I didn't just make them look crooked for you. We shall see. So the 7 of water equals the 7 of cups, and it's really kind of being spoiled for choice. She's sitting here and she's being presented with all of these possible outcomes. And so, well, we'll come back to it. And finally, the 5 of air equals swords. And so the 5 of swords is kind of a little bit of a bullying energy. She's dancing way up above the clouds on this thin wire. So it's a precarious position to be in. And she's got these birds coming and going and landing on the wire, and she's on point. She's in toe shoes, and she's balancing on her toes of one foot on this wire, and her wings are not such that they would support flight. So it's definitely a disempowered kind of an energy. So that's the only one. You could argue that the Seven of Cups or Seven of Water can be a little bit of a confusing energy, hard to know which way to go. It's like too many options. Um, could be, kind of a difficulty committing. So here's where it's starting to all come together. We have the shark energy, and I'm seeing the Five of Air as tying to the shark oracle card because it speaks to feeling like you're in a precarious situation, but behaving as if you're not. So, like, here she is dancing, you know, but in reality, she's been put in that position, and the knowledge that it's not only not fun, but actually oppressive. Um, yeah, it's like a bully put her in that position, and her knowledge of that, and you could say that the bully is also shark energy, but I think the shark energy is the knowledge that the situation that you have been accepting is actually just not acceptable. Um, because this is Pentacles, I'm mainly feeling this in the sense of career type stuff. And so this is, the fact that you have the Star card, the fact that you have the Page of Earth and the Ace of Earth, is telling me that you're being asked to look at all the possible choices, but really to tune into your own North Star. Use your wisdom that you have earned over a lifetime and understand what it is that you really want your life to look like. You're being advised to break out of something that is not fun, that you know isn't fun, and that you know is not great for you, and to seek something with a spirit of curiosity, and the concept that you could actually be having fun. You could um, make money to support yourself while having fun. And what's interesting with the Eight of Earth here, the idea that you um, focus in on this one thing and become a master of it is making me wonder if maybe there's something that you had as a pipe dream at some point and thought, well, if only, that's something I might have done, but I didn't do it, as if it's completely over. And you may need to broaden your concept. Apologies once again, group number 3. My camera cut off right in the middle of the reading, but essentially, what has shaped up here is you have been tolerating, I think, a situation which is really draining you and kind of keeping you from being able to shine your light in the world and do what you were meant to do, be who you were meant to be, because you're making yourself smaller by being trapped in a situation that's sort of, it's for someone else's benefit and it doesn't feel great. So we want to understand that you're being called to use your intuition, to kind of understand that among all the choices, there's one that has been calling to you for a long, long time. And it's time to accept being a novice, stepping out, stepping away from this energy, kind of quieting the shark feeling like it's there's this discomfort in you, knowing that you're not in an environment that's really truly supportive of you, and I'm feeling work, um, and that if you can find what that thing is and really focus on it and just work at it because you love it, because it's calling to you, that in and of itself is going to be fun. That is going to introduce this element of fun, and you'll own it. It'll be all you, you know? Um, I, yeah, I had gotten to the end of the reading before I realized that the camera had cut off. So I'm just trying to make sure that I say everything to you that I had said. Um, but group number 3, yeah, it's clear that there's a situation that's not working great for you, because it's not letting you be who you're meant to be, and who you're meant to be is actually, this very kind of grounded and um, uh, invested person who is creating from your own full self. There's a dream that you've had, and it's here now. Like the star is saying, this is here now. And I can't remember if you heard me say it or not, but when we look at 1 and 7 in numerology, it um, resolves to 8, and 8 is a number of financial security and success. So I'm seeing that your your perception that you have to keep doing this thing that makes you feel like you're doing a high wire act and it seems stressful. Um, your perception that you have to keep doing that, despite your feelings about it, in order to, you know, be financially stable is not right. There's something waiting for you that is actually more financially stable and also just more emotionally stable, because it it feeds you instead of draining you. Um, and at the very end, I drew a fortune cookie oracle, and I'm going to give you I'm just going to put it down because it was so perfect. I drew the intuition card. It says, trust your intuition. It's a great time to learn a new skill, change careers, or invest money. I mean, that really couldn't fit better. So, um, group number 3, there's a good change coming, but you have to listen to that inner voice that's telling you it's not comfortable with this situation, and it's it's time to make a change. It's time to make a change towards something that truly allows you to use the skills that bring you joy. That's your choice. And then you kind of quell the shark. The shark can go back to just swimming along rather than feeling it has to defend itself. Okay? You're looking for more fun, and the fun is going to come when you get out of this stressful situation. Okay, group number 3. You had so many interruptions in your reading, so I apologize for that. But I I encourage you to really look at this and look at the possibilities. It looks like you have a wealth of possibilities. So you just need to tune in to your intuition, choose one that's been calling to you for a long, long time, and go for it. Group number 3, thank you for being here. And if you haven't yet, would you hit the like button? If you've not subscribed, please feel free to hit that button because that will notify you when I upload new videos. And I'd love it if you commented. So thank you again and have a great rest of your day. And I hope to see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye.